Okay, 3 people are here. I'm trying to see.
I'm gonna get this out of your car.
Okay. If you guys can hear me, send me some emojis or send me a message real quick. And thumbs up. Trying to see where y'all's messages are. Seems like there should be some messages. Let me turn it to the side and see. Orientation is locked. Rotate. Okay. So I have to leave it like this. Just trying to figure out where your messages are because nothing's popping up on my screen. Okay. Hey, Grace Jock. How are you? You're our first one today. I hope you had a wonderful day. I'm just literally walking in from work. It's been a crazy day. And if you hear any noise, obviously that's Boo Bear or the dogs. Because like I said, I'm just walking in. He's just locking up the front door. So Grace, how was your day? As always, what did you do today? As you come in, please, busy. Yeah. Well, it was a very busy day. It's Monday, which Mondays are notorious in the hospital for being busy, crazy, chaotic, all of that. But at least I woke up this morning and I had somewhere to go to make a living, right? So as you come in, press the like button and also send a message, a text so that I know who you are and I can say hi and we can communicate. And I am doing this from my phone, guys. Hi, Vivian. How are you? And welcome. So it tells me that we have 5 people in. I know Vivian is here. I know Grace is here. Who are the others that are joining us tonight? And just FYI, if y'all see this, I start to flicker and flutter. Just know parathyroid issues. I have to take some calcium. Hello, everyone. As you enter into the room, please thumbs up the video and let me know you're here. Vivian, how was your day? What did you actually do today? And I'm gonna start because it's over 6 minutes, so I'm gonna go ahead and start. But Vivian, you can still reply what you did today, so I can see. So I put a post out on the community board, and it was for. Oh, you worked on a baby blanket. You crocheting then. That's wonderful. Babies are such a blessing. I did a community post sharing my little great nephew Leo, and I tell you, he's a chunker. But the post that I'm talking about, or I started talking about, is a post on for the channel, the different things. It was a poll that you guys could vote on basically and tell me kind of what you wanted to see. And I spoke about budgeting for a household. I spoke about how to make a meal stretch, how to can food, and a couple of other things. And it seemed like it was the home budgeting and how to make a meal stretch or a meal plan. Those were the most things. Hi, Nora. How are you? Those were the most things that people wanted to see. So that's why we're going to be doing this one for the home budgeting. And I'm going to make Mondays our day for that. Nora, if you don't mind, send me a message. Let me know what you did today and how you're feeling. Okay. So most of us, if we're old school, we know how to budget. We took home economics, things like that. The younger generation hasn't. So it's up to us as the older generation to help each other as well as the younger ones that we come in contact with, whether they're friends of ours, family of ours, acquaintances of ours at work, what have you, right? So, us just being, I feel, the type of people that we are in our community, we're wanting to help each other. Okay. And there's going to come a time where we're going to need to help each other. And saying that, with budgeting, you don't have to get all these special things in order to do a budget, right? We just need pen and paper and whatever our bills are. That's what we need, so that we can write everything down. Now, I did get some planners, well, a planner, and I got some binders to do cash envelopes, right? Because old school, we did that. If there was something coming up, then you just grab one of your envelopes and you would put money in it. Or at least we did that. I did that. I don't know if my mother did that, but when I was like 16, oops, I knocked something down. When I was 16 and working at Kroger, I noticed the lady would come in and she would have her little white envelopes. And we had a discussion about it, and that's how I actually learned about the cash envelope system. And I actually started doing it back then. So I knew that I was going to be buying my school clothes, right? I had a job now, and that was something that I could do to help the family out. So I made myself a little back to school envelope. I also knew that I wanted a car. I had a job now, and I knew my parents weren't going to buy me a car. They didn't buy any of us a car. Um, so if I was going to get one, I had to pay for it, right? Right. So I started my little cash envelopes that way, and I just used a simple little white envelope. And so each time I got paid, I put a little bit of money in it. So I'm going to do that now, but I'm not going to waste a white envelope, right? I purchased from Amazon this little binder that has a budget tracker and envelopes, and I can put whatever names it is that I need to on it, right? So that's what I'm going to be doing. But the main thing I want us to focus on is the actual budget part. And all you need is some paper and something to write with. Okay. So on Mondays, that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be showing you guys my planner, which I did pick up one from Amazon. It's the one that's in the picture of the thumbnail. And I'm going to be writing in pencil because I don't believe in, if we're doing a budget, we're going to have to do some kind of math. And I just don't believe in doing math with a pen. Why? Because you make mistakes. So you need to be able to erase. But basically, that's what I'm going to be doing. We know that for all intents and purposes, you're going to have rent of some form, whether you're renting an apartment, whether you're paying a mortgage, for a home or a townhome, whether you live in a personal care home. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but there are houses out here that people live in and have someone who's not a licensed or a certified person. So it's not a nurse, it's not a CNA, but they have employees that come and help remind you to take your medicine. If you happen to have a little wound, they might help you with the wound care. But you pay money basically for your room. And they also have group homes. Group homes, you're an independent person, but you're having to share this house or this living facility with others that are in the same condition as you. Whereas you didn't buy yourself a home, maybe your credit is not all that great, or maybe because of life choices that you made. At one time, you might have been out on the street, and now you're getting your life together, and you're not living on the street. You're renting a room or a bed in some instances. So you're gonna have to have income for that, right? So this way you can save for it with however your income comes in, whether you get paid every week, every 2 weeks, like me, once a month, like a lot of us, like my parents, because they're retired. Okay. So rent, rent monies, that's something that you would have your envelope for. Groceries, that's something that you're going to need an envelope for. If you're working and you have a flexible spending account for health care or a health savings account, then you already have that part taken care of. But if you don't, you do need to put a little bit of money away for health issues. You might need to get something over the counter because it's cold and flu season. You might have to go to the local clinic or to your doctor's office and have a copay. So that's kind of something that you would need to budget for, right? Water, lights, gas, your utilities, you need to budget for those things, right? Now, there may be those of us that have credit cards. That is something that would need to be budgeted for. There are those of us that may have payday loans. That's another thing that you would need to budget for because these are all things that are needed for you to live. Now, those are kind of the expected expenses. If you have a car note, you're going to have some kind of car insurance, right? You're going to have gas. These are necessities that we have. Is it a necessity for us to save for would we necessarily have to save for a vacation? Is it necessary that we take a vacation every year? That's a question you'd have to ask yourself. You'd also have to ask yourself, what are other little incidental things that happen in a year or in 2 years that you want to or that you need to have a savings envelope for, right? There are people out there that celebrate holidays. I do not. But if you do celebrate holidays, well, let me take that back. What we call Memorial is the anniversary of Jesus Christ's death. That I would consider that kind of like a holiday. I would have an envelope for that. Why? Because I put that money in the contribution box. But for those of you that celebrate holidays, I'm sure you've heard of it, where you can make an envelope for those things because that's something that comes up for you. Other things that might come up for you, you notice I get my nails done, I get my hair done, I get my lashes done. Different things like that where it's not a necessity, right? But it's something that you want or it's something that you feel you need to save for, then that's what we would do. Yeah, Nora, I haven't had a vacation in quite a long time, too. But anyway, those are the kind of things that we're going to talk about. Those are the kind of things that you'll see. And the reason for that is I noticed that it's so easy with these debit cards. I put away my credit cards, paying those off. But my debit card is so easy to just swipe. Back in the day, you had your checkbook, right? In your checkbook, you had a check registry. You wrote down and kept a budget, and you had your balance sheet. So you knew what was coming in, you knew what was coming out. Well, with the event of these debit cards, a lot of us, we stopped doing that. So we just swipe. Oh, it's money in the account. I can get this swipe. Oh man, 2 days later, you got a bill. You got an automatic withdrawal that you forgot about, like for the gym. So this way it makes you more accountable with your money, number one. Number two, you'll end up saving more money because you'll know where everything's going and you won't impulse buy. Paid off everything at 45 and now free, debt free, no credit cards. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Nora, that is absolutely wonderful. I can say for me, I had done that. I don't know what age it was, but when I paid off my first car, I think I was 24 when I paid off my first car. And I tell you, there was nothing like that feeling. Then when me and Polly Bear got married, I didn't have a mortgage anymore. My car was already paid off. This was car number 4 for me, right? My car was already paid off. That was nice not having anything to worry about, other than basic things that you would worry about, like your mother raising children. You have a husband now, husband number 2, now that you need to help in his house and everything like that, right? Because you sold yours. So anyway, that's what this is, because I have a problem with shopping. I've said that before. You guys have witnessed that before, and I'm dealing with that now. I'm going to show you guys a video once I actually get one of them cleared out, but I have 2 storage facilities. Bulk of that stuff is stuff that I purchased for the YouTube channel over those first years where I was buying everything for the wedding, right? Then when I would go into the Dollar Tree, everything was $1. So I didn't just go get 1 or 2. I bought multiple. So I have so much stuff, right? So that's a waste. I shouldn't have to be paying for a storage, let alone 2, to hold my stuff. So I've been working with a lady on getting rid of stuff and donating stuff. And we're almost, well, not almost, we're halfway done with one of my storage units. Okay. So once that, what I'm noticing about garage sales, Nora, is that a lot of people after COVID, they're not really going to garage sales. That's what I've noticed here in my area. So because of that, I don't know that I'm going to be doing a garage sale, but I kind of like the fact that with what I'm donating, it's going to organizations that help refugees, displaced women, women's shelters, and women who have to get away from abusive spouses. Okay. So I want to show you, like I said, on my thumbnail picture, you're going to see the planner that I picked out. That's because I wanted a planner. But I'm going to show how I do it on pen and paper, just a little notebook, right? Right. Okay. So for my envelopes, I picked up little binders like these, right? From Amazon. You can get, if you want, you don't have to have this. You do not have to have this. You can use white envelopes. They work just fine. And you can put them in a book. And I did see like a little photo album about this size at the Dollar Tree. And I'm thinking about doing a DIY of how to create something like this from one of those cheaper photo albums, right? So anyway, like I was telling you, it comes with the budget sheets. And if you look at this, it has some thickness to it because there's several pages, right? So you can use this It comes with stickers, which I'm not sure how I'm going to use those, but these little zippers where your money can fit in that for you, right? You can put the sticker on there on what you're going to call it. So this is one that I picked up, and it has this little 3 rings here. And then if you can see that, it's for you to put like debit cards. That would be a mistake to use it for debit cards because you don't want to swipe. With this system, you don't want to be swiping your debit card, right? So I'm not going to be using that, I'm pretty sure. Now, this one closes and has a little band. This other one, and I bought 2. One of them is dark and one of them is light. So this one is in this check pattern. It kind of looks like Louis Vuitton, but it's not. It doesn't say Louis Vuitton. It's not even trying to duplicate it, if you ask me, because it's not saying it anywhere, right? But it's simple. But the main thing is, it's that binder. I don't know if you can tell, but you have the 6 rings in there as well. And it comes with these beautiful rose gold stickers, which I did not know that they were rose gold. But yeah, that's very much my aesthetic. And it also comes with a savings challenge for $200. So this is kind of like a game, if you will, where the card will tell you, like this one says $200. And if you can look really close, there's dollar amounts in these points of the stars. So what you would do is, if you got paid, right? So you take $20 and you put it in this little envelope, and then you can color this in so you know there's $120 down. And by the time you have all of this colored in, you'll have saved the $200. So that's what this thing is. And if you feel you need to do a challenge, then you can. I'm not going to, so I'm just going to set that aside. And these are a little bit different than the one in the black. The black, if you notice, there were little caps because on the sleeves of the envelopes, they're the zipper pockets, you know, kind of like Ziploc. But these are just basic envelopes, just basic simple envelopes, and I actually like these better personally. And I see that there's a tab in there, so you can label it however you want if you don't want to use these stickers, but that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, and I'll show you how I set those up. And like I told y'all, I have a shopping problem, right? So I picked up the light colored one as well, but I'm thinking about doing a giveaway for that, right? I'm gonna look at and see between this one and this one and the other one, which one it is that I feel I would use the most. And whatever decision I make on that, the one that's left over, because I'm gonna have one that's gonna be for my bills, and then the other one is going to be for incidentals like my nails and what have you. Oh, and Starbucks. I don't do Starbucks, but I know a lot of people start their day with coffee from Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts or whatever. So that's another one of those little envelopes that you could have. But basically, you want to sit and think, what are my needs? Which would be the bills, utilities, and what have you. So that'll be one binder. Okay. And then what are my wants? And that would be the second one, right? Okay. So that's how I'm planning on doing it. And I'm just going to show you the other one that I picked up that I said was a lighter color. It really reminds me of my Speedy, but it is different. It's much more pale and what have you. Right? And then it also came with the stickers and challenges and all of that. So there we go for that. Did anybody have any questions? If you do, please put them in the text box so that I can answer them for you if you have any. Now, I would hope that with this series, we can share it with those people that are young. Why, Raina Mo, would we share it with someone that is young? Because they didn't grow up having that home economics class. They don't know how to cook. They don't know how to cut up a chicken. They don't even really know how to clean house, a lot of them. Not really clean, like deep clean. Get down there and get those baseboards, all of those crevices and such. They don't know it and they haven't been taught. So this is something that they can watch in their spare time and they can learn. And it won't be like intimidating for them because it's just me, talking to them and showing them how to make a budget, how to stretch a meal, how to go in your pantry one day because you got a taste for something sweet and pull out a couple of ingredients and make a wonderful dessert, that you can eat on for a week, things like that. Let me know if when you grew up, if mama always had celery, onion, carrot, and parsley in the refrigerator, and you never knew what that was for until you sat down and you ate it because she made a nice pot roast, or she made soup, or she made a casserole. But those were staples always kept in a house. Bread, milk, sometimes potatoes, but mostly bread, milk, cheese. You kept those things in the house. Why did you keep those things in the house? Because you could feed a family with those simple things. Flour and sugar. You always had flour and sugar and vanilla in a household. As a woman, as a wife, as a female, because we were the ones at home, right, at the time. I know things are different now. But we were the ones that were at home. So we were the ones that were in the kitchen. Men didn't really cook much back in the day. I know nowadays more males are doing a lot of cooking and the women are out in the workforce. There are stay-at-home dads, stay-at-home husbands that take care of the house, right? So these are things that obviously they can learn too. But the art of preserving food has kind of gone by the wayside, but we're living in the time of we need to pick these skills back up. We need to share these skills with our young ones, because you never know when a natural disaster may happen. You never know when somebody has a black heart for a moment in time and they decide to do something unthinkable at a local convention center full of people or at the grocery store or at the school. Anything can happen. We could, get bombed. We don't know. That happens in other places. If it can happen in other places, it can happen here too. We need to not be thinking that, oh, that'll never happen here. Never say never. You just want to be prepared in case. It's just being prepared in case. I'm not saying you have to be a prepper. I'm not saying that you have to be overboard. But you should have at least a month's worth of basic necessities. I'm not saying keep a month worth of bread, but you should have all of the ingredients that you need so you can make bread. Okay? You should have vegetables and canned fruit put away. You should have water. But more important than water, you need to have a really good filtration system. Because back in the day, my grandfather, whenever the weather looked like it was getting bad, now this could be the Indian in him, but whenever the weather looked like it was getting bad, or if we knew we were going to have a hurricane and we were going to stay home, you filled up that bathtub full of water. You filled up them sinks full of water. And if you had any buckets, you filled up one or two. Why? Because you need water to bathe. You need water to wash your face. You need water to brush your teeth. You need water to flush the toilets. You need water to clean whatever you're eating with. And you needed water to cook. And if something happened to the sewer system where it leaked over, you had a clean supply of water in your house. Yeah, that's true. That's true. And a lot of times you can't really afford bottled water. A lot of times you can't. So that's one way of helping to prepare. And I do believe every household should have a water filtration system of some type, whether it's a Brita in your refrigerator, and you can't really depend on electricity. So I know everybody with the refrigerators now, they have the filtration systems or whatever, but you need to have one that's manual. Okay. So that's why I'm saying Brita. I think there's one out there called Pure. I have a Berkey. I do not have the biggest Berkey, and I do not have the smallest Berkey. But for $200 to $300, it saves you in the long run, big time, big time. So I just kind of suggest that that's something that you save up for. That's one of the things that you could budget for, right? So it just kind of really does save you in that respect. And they make them small enough now that you can actually take them with you if you had to hurry up and get out of town. So that's basically what I wanted to cover tonight. How we're going to be doing the budget, what the budget is going to be like, and I'm probably going to try to set it up to where you can see me talking to you while I'm educating you. And you can see my hands of what it is that I'm doing as far as what it is that I'm writing or what it is that I'm putting in my envelopes. You do not have to have the same envelopes as me once I start my little envelope system. You probably won't have all of the same bills that I have. And I don't have a lot of bills. You may have more. So you do the budget according to what your family and household needs are, right? And I see lots of channels out there doing budgeting. You can always look at those channels too and learn. But my focus is basically going to be on, as a wife, what is it that you can do to save what you need to save and take care of business for your family, right? We're not trying to get rich. We're not trying to be millionaires. We're just trying to be more conscious and mindful of what we're spending. For me, because I have a problem. But my family doesn't go without, okay? My husband doesn't go without. My children, even though they're grown and gone, they don't go without. If they need something, they know they can call mama. They know they can call Paul, you know. Um, but they also know I'm constantly telling them, you need to save your money. You need to save your money. You need to save your money. Because mama not always going to be here. And mama might not be able to always help you because mama's health is not the greatest, right? So keeping all those things in mind, that's what our money wise Mondays are gonna be. So there we go. Well, Nora, I know I'm not the best mother ever, but I do try to do the best that I can for my children and by my children. And sometimes doing the best for them is not pulling them out of their hole, especially when you know they working every day. And for my son now, he has a wife that's working every day, you know? So they should be able to take care of things on their own. But unexpected things do happen. And being young, I know they don't plan. So another reason that I'm starting this channel is because they're going to be watching it. And they need to learn how to properly budget. So on that note, I'm going to go ahead. I've been talking for 36 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and say goodbye for the night. But come next Monday, we're going to be doing the budget. All right? That's right, Nora, as they should. So I hope y'all have a wonderful evening. Rest well tonight. And I can't wait to see you guys on Monday. Okay? Bye.
What is Monday?